Good morning, students. Welcome to today's session. In the previous session, we discussed about what is genetics, its subdivisions, variation, its types, Mendelism, and the 7 characters studied by Mendel. Now, let's discuss about Mendel's experiment on pea plant. Mendel performed cross-pollination experiments with several true breeding lines of pea plants. A true breeding or pure breeding lines means it has undergone continuous self-pollination having stable trait inheritance from parent to offspring and maintain homozygosity. This stable trait will express for many generations. Self-pollination or self-fertilization means fusion of pollen and egg of same plant. Actually, flowers of the pea, that is garden pea, are bisexual and self-pollinated. So, it is difficult to perform cross-pollination. Can you imagine how Mendel made it possible in his mono and dihybrid crosses? He done emasculation and bagging process before fertilization. This results in cross-fertilization, which leads to produce hybrid varieties with different characters. Emasculation means the process of removing anthers from the flowers of a plant. Bagging is a process of covering the emasculated flower with polythene bags to prevent cross-pollination with desired pollen. Mendel's findings and his laws were published in the journal Natural History Society of Brunn in 1865. The paper entitled Experiments in Plant Hybridization that we discussed in the previous session. But his work was not accepted by the scientific world at that time because the journal or newspapers were not discovered. His concept was far ahead of his time. The scientists were busy with the controversy over Darwin's theory of origin of species and also Mendel not being very sure of his findings. Later in the year 1900, 3 scientists, Karl Correns of Germany, Hugo de Vries of Holland, and Erich von Schermark of Austria independently rediscovered Mendel's findings and brought to light the inventions of Father Mendel. Now, before learning mono and dihybrid crosses, let's learn some terminology related to genetics. First one is genes. Genes are the portions of DNA which acts as the physical and functional units of heredity. Locus. Locus is the place of location of genes on a chromosome. Alleles. The alternative forms of a gene for the same trait are called alleles. Alleles are of 2 types, homozygous allele and heterozygous allele. Homozygous allele refers to the individual having similar alleles of a gene. Homozygous allele is of again 2 types, dominant and recessive alleles. Dominant allele symbolized with capital letter, recessive allele with small letter. Heterozygous allele refers to the individual having dissimilar alleles of a gene. Genotype. The genetic constitution of an organism is called genotype. Example, in human, XX genes for female and XY for male. In plant height, capital T for tall plant, small t for dwarf plant. Phenotype. The observable characters of an organism is called phenotype. Example, female and male, tall and dwarf plant. Now, let's learn monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross is the inheritance of a single character. Example, plant height. It involves the inheritance of single gene having two alleles. They are dominant allele, that is capital T, and recessive allele, small t. The parental generations are pure breeding tall plant and pure breeding dwarf plant. It produces the gametes capital T and small t. In F1 generation, it produced tall plant. Selfing of F1 resulted in tall and dwarf plant. Combining gametes during fertilization can be easily understood with the help of a diagram called Punnett square. It is named after a British genetist, Reginald C. Punnett. In the F2 generation, phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Next one is reciprocal cross. If a cross is performed by receiving the sex of the individuals, such crosses are called reciprocal crosses. Example, let us imagine two plants, tall and dwarf. Tall plant having male and female individuals. Similarly, dwarf plant also having male and female individuals. In cross 1, male of tall crossed with female of dwarf. In cross 2, female of tall crossed with male of dwarf. In F1 generations of both crosses produce tall plants only. From this, he concluded trait or character is not sex dependent. Sometimes they may ask a question, why reciprocal crosses were done? Reciprocal crosses is helps to identify whether the sex of the parents has any influence on the inheritance of traits. Now, let's learn about back cross. The back cross, that is cross between the F1 hybrid with any one of its parent. It is of two types, dominant back cross and recessive back cross. In the dominant back cross, F1 is heterozygous tall, that is capital T, small t, crossed with dominant parent, that is capital T, capital T. From the parents, it produces the gametes such as capital T and small t, capital T and small t. So, in the F2 generation, all progenies are tall. No recessive trait will be noticed. In the recessive back cross, F1 is heterozygous tall. That is, capital T, small t, crossed with recessive parent, small t. It produces the gametes, capital T, small t, and small t. In the F2 generation, both dominant and recessive traits exhibited in equal proportion. Next one is test cross. Test cross is crossing an individual of unknown genotype with homozygous recessive parent. If heterozygous tall crossed with homozygous recessive, it produces the progenies in the ratio 1:1. That is tall and dwarf. If homozygous tall crossed with homozygous dwarf, it produces tall plants only. That is all are tall. Objectives of test cross. Test cross is mostly done to identify whether the genotype of an individual is homozygous or heterozygous for dominant character. If the result of test cross is in equal proportion, that is both dominant and recessive, then certainly the F1 individual is heterozygous tall. If the result of test cross shows only the dominant type, so the individual may be the homozygous dominant or heterozygous dominant.